Warning. The following podcast is utter nonsense and may cause agoraphobia, kleptomania, insomnia, and oppositional defiance disorder. We are required by law to provide you with this disclaimer for hazardous materials.
And welcome back. We're back in the studio with Hazardous Materials, last week's comics this week, wherein we're actually going to be talking about last week's comics this week.
And we'll even talk about multimedia news at the end, just like old times.
We're going to pretend like it's all okay.
It's not.
We got masks.
I've got a Donkey Kong themed one.
Yeah, I'm jealous of your
fun.
Donkey Kong thing one. I got like a little Hufflepuff thing going on here. When we're all done and this is all over, hopefully, everyone's going to have like this massive mask collection that they're going to be taking pictures of and posting on social media.
Yeah,
I'm thinking that's what's going to be
I'm
happening.
going to be very glad that I have them in the near future.
I'm going to be having a lot of crazy masks. I got my Ghostbusters is coming.
We got new books.
We do, in fact, have new books, and we have, in fact, read them. And we're going to talk to you about them, even though they're only like a handful.
Yeah, not as many as a normal episode, but still enough to talk about.
Enough to talk about, because we got some really good ones, especially our favorite Mutants of the Caribbean.
Indeed, Marauders is back.
I can't wait.
But first on our list, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 43 from Nick Spencer and Ryan Ottley. And this one was really heartwarming and sweet.
Nick Spencer made me cry. This is continuing the GOG storyline that was introduced a couple issues back. This is Spider-Man's big giant monster. But then last issue, they talked about where this giant monster actually came from.
He's just a sad space puppy.
He really is. He's like this genetically created creature that was supposed to be this kid's companion, but then the kid gets killed in the war. And and GOG gets abandoned.
Yeah, and he gets sold to Kraven the Hunter and controlled by Doc Ock and all this stuff across the past 40 years since he's first shown up.
So this beast of a thing gets of course imbued with Pym particles, so it becomes a giant monster and starts rampaging. But when it really comes down to it, he just wants his boy back.
He's just a sweet boy. And honestly, I never thought about it before, but Peter Parker's never really had a pet.
Never had a pet.
I mean, and on the one hand, I don't know if I would trust Peter Parker with a pet because the boy's pretty forgetful.
Yeah,
he's always zipping off to go.
But if he's gonna have a pet, he's gonna have a pet that's gonna be able to defend itself.
It's true, and so now he's got a little GOG.
Yeah, I'm beginning to wonder why Boomerang hasn't figured it out yet.
I mean, Boomerang's an idiot. So.
He is a great idiot. But I challenge you to read this Spider-Man, and if you like animals or pets at any level, and you see the last page of it, and you don't get all like a little soft and get a little tear going on, and you're not human. Okay, so I love this book.
The other moment in this book that really jumped out at me was there's a page where Spidey's fighting a couple helicopters, and I just kind of glanced over it really quick, and I thought Spider-Man murdered two men.
Because Spider-Man pulled down two helicopters out of the sky, and it looked like he'd killed everybody aboard. But then you didn't see them Cobra jump out.
They do the little G.I. Joe, everyone's actually okay jump.
Yeah. So. Because that's what you do when you're in a chopper. You jump the hell out.
Definitely woke me up when I was reading, though. I was like, well, what?
You did the same thing to a tank. It was like everyone got out of that tank. Man.
I wonder if they didn't initially, and then they had to be like, oh, shit, there were people flying those.
Yeah, there was notes for the guy. It's like, oh, hey, listen,
Oddly throwing a couple silhouettes there.
We can't kill SWAT guys. That'll be the end of this book. Fix it.
Yeah, and Kingpin gets his mouth webbed up, so that was kind of cute.
Yeah, that's gonna be that's gonna be webbed up for a solid hour. I wonder how long they're gonna keep this whole Kingpin loves Spider-Man, he's the mayor of New York angle going.
It cracks me up. The whole it is I, good friend of Spider-Man, Mayor Fisk. It's a good angle for him. I'm really enjoying it. But moving right along to the aforementioned Marauders.
Yes, indeed. Our Mutants of the Caribbean are back with issue number 10. We're still dealing with the fallout of Kitty Pryde's death.
Yeah, the four still can't, or is the five?
The five.
The five still can't revive her.
Yeah, there's we don't think she might not be revivable.
And we also get some really sad letters from Kitty and Kurt to each other.
Oh, I know.
Those killed me. I was like...
Yeah, because Kitty is still, she's trying to do all these great things, bringing all these mutants, and she still feels good about what she's doing, but she feels abandoned by the island. And she also mentions the fact that she can't even phase through parts of the island.
Yeah.
I mean, that's talk about the island is giving her the middle finger. What is going on with that? I want to know what's going on with that.
I'm fairly certain it's that Moira was like, hey, don't let someone who can go anywhere onto this island
go through walls and come into my house.
Exactly. She's got her secret little fortress where she's hidden away.
Oh man, look at you just take that apart. You just took away the mystery of that one real quick.
So the main thrust of this issue is that the old mutant depowering guns that Forge was building back when he was first introduced.
Back when the ROM and the Dire Wraiths were a thing.
Yeah. Some good old life death stuff.
Yeah.
They've popped back up, and so our favorite pirate mutants have to go and stop them. And more importantly, pull out the guy who is Forge's partner who had a photographic memory and was thus able to recreate the guns. But there's a couple of things about this raid that I want to talk about. First off, Bishop's new look is great.
I like the red.
It's his best costume he's ever had.
Yep.
He finally doesn't look like Gary Coleman as a train conductor, so that's nice.
God, he did look like that for a long time.
It's the exact same outfit.
I know, even with the handkerchief and everything.
Yep. But there's that. Then there is Emma Frost taking point on this one, where she opens her jacket up a bit to distract some guards so she can more easily make them shoot each other in the foot. That was great.
Yeah, so basically, she already dresses like in essentially a bustier and pants and a jacket, and that's it.
A great look.
So when she's like, okay, well, I got to mind control all 5 of these guys really quickly at once. How do I do it? Well, you have them all think about the same thing. So she undoes her stuff, and all of her modesty is hanging out. And then boom, just grabs them on. So you go, why'd you do that? It's like, it's so much easier
when they're all thinking about the same thing. And then she reprograms their brains so they will become physically ill at the idea of bigotry. And then picks them up in her UFO that she has. They don't explain where it's from.
No explanation at all.
I love it.
And the fact that Christian Kane is actually piloting said UFO with a piano.
Yeah, it's great.
I was like, how are you doing that? It's different for everybody. And where'd you get this UFO? We don't know.
I love the unexplained flying object. It's very good.
I immediately thought it was Fantomex's ship.
Oh, yeah.
But it's too big and it's too clean.
True. It's too cool.
And where the hell is Fantomex?
He is getting a giant-sized X-Men one-shot.
That's right, he is. Maybe we'll find out where his little UFO has been this whole time.
Where his forced French accent has been this whole time.
Yeah, and if what's going on with him and Xavier, because last week we saw...
Yeah, Chuck was in his body, so...
I think what they've done is they gave Fantomex his stuff back and say, hey, listen, we're just going to grow Chuck a new body and be done with it.
I hope they gave him like some sort of reward, be like, thank you for your mutant service.
Thank you for your service. Exactly. He deserves like a chalet.
Yeah.
And like a permanent wine supply.
You get your own 5 revival chamber on your ship.
Thanks, Chuck.
So, in the wrap up of the issue, Forge has his friend his old partner dropped off in the oh man, why am I blanking on what they're called?
The Arizona retiree place that Mask is at. Yeah. Okay, so some of you younger folks may not know what we're talking about when we're talking about Forge's Nullifier, but back in the 80s there was a 2-part story called Life Death. Mm-hmm. Where Forge was actually recruited by the American government to, one, come up with a gun that was going to deal with the Dire Wraith problem, which is these shape-shifting alien invaders that came with the whole ROM Space Knight thing. He did that. He blew them all the way into hell. But an extension of his contract was to come up with a gun that nullified your powers. And he accidentally, or purposely, I think Gyrick shot him. Yeah,
Gyrick's trying to shoot Rogue, but Storm jumps in front of her, and so Storm is depowered for a good while in the 80s.
A few years. She's so depowered. I think it actually goes into the Mutant Massacre with her being depowered. Yeah, because she got into a duel with Callisto and still beat her for leadership of the Morlocks, even though she's essentially depowered.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was. This was pretty much at the time that Storm started wearing the Mohawk to reflect her disconnection from Mother Earth, or all whatever. It looked really
she
cool.
She had the mohawk a little bit before the depower.
I thought it was like cause and effect.
No, because she flies into Wolverine's wedding with the mohawk, and that's when she first shows up with it.
Huh.
So she had it for a little bit, and they're like, well, we should have a bigger reason outside of Storm wanted to look cool.
She did look cool.
Although
she did scare Kitty Pryde with it.
Very.
This is back in the 80s. The idea of a woman just showing up randomly with a mohawk was kind of scary for everybody involved.
A 14-year-old child to go, oh no!
I can think of Alison Brie from Community going,
Man, Alison Brie would have been a great Kitty Pryde.
She would have been.
Would have been perfect.
Oh my God.
Moving along to the biggest Marvel book this week.
Yeah, easily. This is what do you like to call this one? Moon Knight kicks the crap out of the Marvel Universe.
Yeah. Jason Aaron, as always, on writing duties with Javier Garron taking over art. And Moon Knight just dunks on all the Avengers. He uses some Egyptian martial arts on Iron Fist and then turns up the brightness on the moon to blind him.
Yeah, so basically he's saying that this is the biggest supermoon that this planet has seen in millions of years. So eventually Moon Knight is super powerful for whatever reason. And I don't know if you ever read an Iron Fist comic, but usually when he does moves, they'll put a little word saying this is the kick of the crane and this is the ankle breaker of doom or something crap like that. And every time that Moon Knight punches, it's always Fist of Khonshu.
Fist of Khonshu. It was some JoJo stuff. It was amazing. And so he takes the Iron Fist from Iron Fist. He beats up Doctor Strange and takes his magic powers with an army of mummy wizards.
Yes.
Then he just steals Ghost Rider's car. He just steals the Hellcharger.
Just outright jacks it while he's sleeping.
No fight. Just takes off with it. And he goes to Black Panther to try and steal his connection to Bast. And T'Challa's just like, it's in my blood, bro.
I'm just going to give up.
Yeah. He's just like, if you want it, you got to kill me. You're gonna you can't just show up and take it from me. And then we don't see what happens to T'Challa. So
when I read it, I took it differently. It made it sound like it's in my blood. I'm not going to fight you. You might as well just take me. He just kind of gave up and let him take him.
Yeah, I think he was. Well, I think he was appealing to doing the whole I don't know if you'll kill me or you have to actually kill me, I'm not gonna just
But he kept on bringing up the fact that he was I know that you've got a history of mental illness and I don't really know where this is going.
I really liked Moon Knight just rejecting whenever he was like, no, quit talking down to me. I'm not off my meds. I know 100% what I'm doing.
I'm completely clear-minded.
I've been right the entire time. And then that leads into the biggest and best one where he's on the moon, just chilling on the moon.
As you do.
And Thor shows up and he throws Mjolnir at him and Moon Knight catches it.
And you get a little bit of a history on Mjolnir.
He's like, Mjolnir made from the first celestial body, the first moon, and then throws it back at Thor.
And you can tell that Thor has been betrayed by his own hammer. He's like, really?
And I'm not 100% sure how accurate that is to Mjolnir lore, but it's so funny that it's just his way of being like, you could say it was the first moon. It's just so absurd. And then, after he smacks Thor out with Mjolnir, he summons a bunch of moons and drags them across the universe to slam into the moon and beat up Thor.
Yeah, it's like he pulled a Stephen Strange and pulled extra dimensional moons from the dark dimension to slam into the moon. Yeah,
it is. And then Khonshu's like, "You done good, boy. It's time for phase 2.
We're gonna save the universe."
Oh my God! It was what a delightfully absurd issue.
It feels like almost this is somehow related to what we were dealing with Dark Captain Marvel, where she whipped the crap out of the Avengers for mysterious unknown purpose.
And that was fun and awesome. I loved that.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see Moon Knight do this. Well,
who's writing this Moon Knight thing?
This is Jason Aaron.
Okay, so this is not Kate Coates.
No.
Who wrote the Captain Marvel thing.
No, that was Kelly Thompson who wrote the Captain Marvel arc.
So why is Null in there?
Null wasn't in the Kelly Thompson one.
It was. I thought that Null was the alien entity that was.
No, that was what's his name?
I'm getting my books mixed up.
The silent guy who is from a Kate's book, but it's not.
So I'm not completely
it's the evil
high.
Inhuman guy. That I don't know.
Oh, that's not the God Slayer thing.
No, it's.
Maximus?
No, it's...
I give up.
I can't remember what his name is, but it's the Silencer.
Whatever.
It didn't really matter in the context of the book anyway.
I thought it was Null, and I was just... No. I guess my deep hatred of anything that Null shows up into is there, of which I did read Venom 25, and there he was, Null's right in the middle of it.
But on brighter news, Avengers is great.
Yes, Avengers was really good.
It's fun seeing like a crazy over-the-top Moon Knight story, since they're so typically like hard, serious, grounded stories.
I have noticed that Moon Knight stories do tend to be a little over the top.
Yeah, they like when they do crazy over the top Moon Knight stories, I think is in modern ones at least is when they really shine. Because like you look back at the mentions and Sienkiewicz stuff, and those are all pretty gritty, like street level stories. Mm-hmm. He punches out a werewolf from time to time. But that's as nuts as it gets.
It's pretty much like Daredevil at that point.
Yeah, but like the Chep Lemire run got one of his personalities be a space Moon Knight who lives on the moon and fights werewolves in like Warhammer 40k style armor. It's great.
I like the fact that, he's practically standing on the source of his own power.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to beat Thor. See, we're glad we're at the same mind on that one.
Somebody's got to drop a moon on him.
Yeah. Did you manage to read Green Lantern? Because I sure did.
I did. And it was really good. So this is the one that Liam Sharp has been describing as the heavy metal issue. Mm-hmm. Because the aesthetics are very much like Heavy Metal magazine. It's got that like airbrushed epic look to it.
I always thought this was going to be the whole dark metals thing when they said that, but when you showed it to me, I was like, crap, that looks like the French Heavy Metal magazine.
The magazine Heavy Metal. And so here Hal Jordan is chilling on Earth. He's brought back the little creepy bird babies that he found in number 2. And this one features the return of Cowgirl, a character who unceremoniously was put on a bus during Jeff Johns' run, where Hal Jordan just kind of forgot about his new love interest.
Oh, that's right. She was a pilot.
Yeah, she was also a pilot. They teased she would be a new Star Sapphire, and then
they left her alone.
Yeah, then all the Crayola Corps stuff started up, and so he was like, "I must go. Owen needs me." And we never saw Cowgirl again, but she's back now, and Hal goes and tracks her down, and there's a big old sad cloud. Basically, she and the other pilots were taken out by this freak storm. The freak storm is sentient. The U.S. military is going to try and blow up the storm, but Hal Jordan's like, no, this cloud's under my protection. And there's a great line where he tells us, like, move along to a new planet. This one's a rough neighborhood.
Well, it is Earth. It is 2814. This is definitely not the place you want to be doing your shenanigans at. No.
Which makes you wonder, like, why did he bring the little bird babies here? It's dangerous. Put them on Oa.
Because they're adorable.
They are very cute. Very gross, but very cute also.
So would you consider this a superior Green Lantern book? Would you consider this on par with anything that Johns has done?
Yes. I would definitely. So I've been doing a lot of thinking about the Johns run lately.
Okay, let's hear this.
I don't really want to revisit it because it's weirdly pro-authoritarian throughout the entire series. The big hell yeah moment of Sinestro Corps War is the Green Lanterns getting to kill people.
Like, I was uncomfortable with that twist as well.
Yeah, and they never really question it going forward after that. It's just that
I thought that was like basically step 1 in the story of how the Guardians have been corrupted.
Yeah, but then they never
got rid of
have
them.
The Lanterns walk back on it, though. Like, I'm pretty sure the Lanterns can probably still kill people. Like, at least they never said in text that, like, all right, we're putting back the no-kill locks. And then the story after that, you've got them doing an internal affairs style story, but the internal affairs officers are all literally soulless robots.
The Alpha Lanterns?
Yeah. Terrible.
I did not like the Alpha Lantern storyline.
And then
it felt like they were wasting some perfectly good characters.
I love Sinestro as a character, but so much of the run seems dedicated to, maybe Sinestro's right. Maybe the Green Lanterns just have too many limitations. It's really disconcerting in hindsight.
I have to say that the Green Lantern story that I enjoyed the most, beyond, of course, Blackest Night, that's easy. That's low-hanging fruit. And I'm not going to go into Brightest Day because that's just basically a sequel. I love when they brought Sinestro back to the Green Lantern Corps and paired him up with Hal.
That was fun stuff.
That was 12 issues of awesome.
Yeah.
I loved that.
And then it kind of just wanders around for 7 issues because John just didn't really have a clear idea of what to do with Simon Baz, which was disappointing. And other writers found stuff for him to do. But he's got to get his own real, like, solid direction title. Because Green Lanterns really was kind of the Jessica Cruz show with Simon Baz tagging along.
Yeah, I suppose you could say that.
Because, like, I feel like Jessica got so much development and so many individual arcs in that. And Simon was kind of like, yeah, go Jess. He never really got his own arc within
I was always
Lanterns.
really uncomfortable with the whole pistol thing.
I didn't hate that. I liked the idea, especially the scene where he shoots Sinestro in the gut.
I did not see that.
Oh, it's great. Sinestro's like, I've been trained by the greatest fighting masters of Korugar. What can you do? And he just does the Indiana Jones. And that was the thing. I think it was pretty wrong-headed to have his debut be him flying towards the viewer with a gun pointed at him.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
I like the idea of a Green Lantern who's grounded enough that he doesn't trust the ring, and it's like, this stuff runs out of power all the time.
No, I'm okay about that. Now, there's something coming up I saw in the solicitations. It's obviously a Sinestro-themed special of some sort, and it talks about fear. So that leads me to wonder, are they going to be putting him in the yellow outfit again?
Probably. I hope so, because
I'm not a big fan of the...
bringing back the Periwinkle is a weird choice.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I do love new Lantern Corps, I'm a sucker. Even if you're a horrible writer and you go, hey, I've been ruining your book for 2 years now, but I made a Lantern Corps, I'd be like, really? What does he do? Tell me all about it. Is there a symbol? Yeah, I'm that fanboy. I did buy an ultraviolet ring when the ultraviolet lanterns come out, but I want Sinestro in the yellow core again.
Yeah, it's a great looking uniform.
Mm-hmm.
And man, wow, we got real off track there.
I don't think we got too off track.
That's
We're
true.
still Green Lantern.
We are talking about Green Lantern.
We are in Green Lantern territory.
But I really like how Morrison is trying to demilitarize and rebuild Green Lantern as a superhero.
And into more of a cop show.
Well, less of a cop show, more of a Star Trek thing. Like, it's more of an exploratory, like, man, the universe is weird. Really tapping into that John Broome, Gardner Fox weirdness of the 60s.
It's exceedingly weird.
It is, which I really dig. It's less of we gotta go drag in some Sinestro Corps guys, and then we're gonna torture them for information to find more lantern rings.
It does almost feel like a heavy metal comic.
Yeah,
now that I'm thinking about it.
It's really weird and experimental, and I really dig what Morrison and Sharp have been doing with the title.
When I was a kid, I used to read Heavy Metal magazine in like a convenience store because, every once in a while there'd be a naked girl in there. Ooh, yeah, I'm getting away with something. But so I got exposed to a lot of the crazy art styles back in that time, and looking at that and look at some of the crazy stuff that's happened in the Green Lantern books, I'm seeing a parallel.
Yeah, and I mean, it's no secret that Morrison was editor-in-chief of Heavy Metal for a couple years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is pretty recently, too.
Huh.
Like, I think after he stepped down from being editor-in-chief of Heavy Metal is when he started doing Green Lantern, so.
I'm really glad that magazine is actually still around. That actually fills my heart with some joy.
Does Kevin Eastman still own it?
I don't think so.
I remember he owned it for a while in the 80s, right?
Yeah, I know he did some
90s,
he did some work for it.
Money. Yeah.
I remember Eastman's art style being in that book easily.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about him owning it. I know that he's rich beyond his wildest dreams.
Yeah.
And his partner isn't.
No, I think Laird got the better one for it because Eastman had to.
Okay, who's the one that got screwed over on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles deal? One got like crap loads of money, and the other one got nothing.
They both had a bunch to start, and they were both living pretty good. If I'm remembering the Toys That Made Us doc recently,
that's where I got my info.
Eastman had to sell off a lot of his stuff during one of his divorces, and Laird held on. I think Laird had sole ownership of it when they sold it to Nickelodeon, and Laird got more money than God from that deal.
Yes. Hit crap loads of money.
Like Eastman, like that's why Laird can afford to like be a recluse, and Eastman's always
he's got assassin money.
Yeah, Eastman's got good money, but
he's got FU money.
He's still on the hustle. Like he's still doing Con Appearance. He's still knocking out turtle sketches.
As you put it, I respect the hustle.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
I'm not gonna diss Kevin Eastman for being a wildly successful artist.
No,
but I think Peter Laird is the one who made out better in the deal.
Yeah. All right, well, moving right along.
After, a lot of stuff to talk about on Green Lantern.
Now, to catch up on this one, I actually decided to read 3, 4, and 5 of Suicide Squad in just one shot.
Yeah.
And I think that was the wise thing to do.
Damn good book.
It is a good book. And I was surprised, like you were.
So, a couple things. So, for 2 surprises in this book.
All right.
First one, I shouldn't have been surprised, especially with the way the last issue ended, but my man Jog died. Jog was my favorite of the new squad.
You know what? I was really confused by that. I was really confused about, was he delaying it? Was he outrunning it? How did he know that he was gonna...
I think he was managing to outrun it. Like, I think the button got hit, and in the time between... The like, instantaneous time it would take from the button to, like, get to his head, he was able to deliver the message.
Huh. Okay, because I was a little confused by that. Now, I have to freely admit, when I saw we have a secret benefactor and all that stuff, every time it's a DC comic, and every time it's a secret benefactor, and he's wearing a business suit, it's Luthor.
Yeah.
Every single time. So imagine my surprise when it turns out to be Ted Kord, the Blue Beetle.
That blew my mind. Taylor has been teasing that, like, you're never going to guess who's really in charge of the Suicide Squad for a while now.
And I really hope that really isn't Ted Kord.
Yeah,
I love
my boy Ted.
I do.
He's one of my favorite DC characters.
I was happy when he got brought back from the dead, however manufactured and forced it was. I didn't care.
Yeah, I'm mostly just, like, happy that they're doing something with him. But having him be the guy behind the new Suicide Squad is...
I don't know if they're trying to relive the Maxwell Lord reveal. Because I remember when they did that with Max Lord.
I was going to say, what if it's Max Lord...
Again?
Projecting himself as Ted Kord. But then I was like, no, Max Lord's going to be in the Wonder Woman book. So they're probably not going to want to...
But if Max Lord was going to do something, it would be this.
Yeah, I'm surprised they never put him in the Suicide Squad stuff before. Well, no, they did. They did during Justice League versus Suicide Squad. He was involved in that, but that book wasn't great. So.
I remember he was involved in Checkmate for a long time.
Oh, that was such a good book.
You know what? I'm willing to make a gentleman's bet that this whole thing has got Maxwell Lord written all over it.
We'll see.
You want to take that? You want to take that action?
I'll take that action.
Let's take that action.
$1 due. So, yeah, very shocking.
Yeah.
He been hyping up on Twitter it's like, stay away from Twitter before you read Suicide Squad number 5. You do not want to spoil it for you. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And then I read it and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I was like, when you told me that there was a surprise in it, I've already clouded my mind. Whatever, surprise, whatever. And I'd started reading it on my iPad. I went through 3. I was like, okay, cool. Shark got eaten by sharks. That's pretty cool. I like that. Didn't like Jog dying.
Yeah,
I kind of got attached to him.
Me too. He was my favorite of the new crew.
I've already started liking the new crew because I like their motivations, and I like the fact that they were open and honest about the fact that we were going to kill you to Harley Quinn, and that's okay. I don't take it personally. A lot of people want to kill me.
Was it this issue or is it the preview for next one with the? I think it's the preview for next issue where they have a. They go to a off-the-book stock surgeon, and okay, it must be the next issue. We'll talk about when that issue comes out then. I saw it online today and got a good chuckle out of it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that, so that's definitely got to be something new.
But I think that's going to wrap it up for our comic coverage. Then.
Yeah, it's been pretty light. We only had, 5 books?
Yeah.
And we're kind of scant on news, but we got some chunks. I'm going to tell you a little about them.
We'll lay it down.
I think we're going to get started. We heard something. Heard a rumor. Don't like talking rumors. But recently the writer, and of course I tried to memorize the name before we recorded and I've already forgotten it, but it's the guy that wrote Endgame. It's one writer. That little nod about an earthquake being in the Atlantic Ocean, what is her name from Black Panther? Okoye. Told Captain Marvel, it's like, yeah, there's something happening, like a disturbance in the water off the Atlantic. We're going to go check it out.
I clocked that during Endgame. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. And a lot of people said,
stuff.
Oh, hey, is that Namor? And then no one would ever confirm it. It's like, oh, no. It's a coincidence. And then the writer has come forward and said, oh, no, that was Namor. I put that seed there on purpose, and I really want that to happen. And now we're hearing rumors that either Namor has been gotten by Marvel, is getting get by Marvel, or whatever. And I hate talking rumors, so please take this with a grain of salt. But apparently there's a rumbling going on with Namor, and we may be hearing a lot more about this fairly soon.
Yeah, I have no idea how bad that deal they signed with Universal was back in the day, that they still can hold on to those Hulk rights and they haven't done anything with Namor.
Nothing.
Like, at least they made a couple Hulk movies, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's money to be made in aquatic superheroes.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't really been fast-tracking it since Aquaman was, at the time of its release, the 20th most successful movie of all time.
Yeah, Aquaman made some serious money. And
you could say it made a splash at the box office.
I see what you did there. And see, Aquaman is actually... He's doing the uphill travel because he's been the butt of jokes for decades. Namor has never been the butt of a joke.
But I will say this, though, for Aquaman versus Namor, any publicity is good publicity. Ain't nobody know who Namor the Submariner is.
Yeah, that's quite true. But, I mean, if you just casually read Namor, you're not going to get this sugar sweet I talk to fish superhero.
Imperious Rex.
No, you're gonna get like
you're gonna get Homewrecker.
I'm gonna take your woman and your land, and we're gonna go to war constantly.
I'm gonna ride what are they called? Gigantos? They're
like that. A big whale people
with fists.
Yeah. Largely Namor is about 50% villain as much as he is 50% hero. It's a give and take when you're bringing Namor into your book. Are you bringing him in going, hey, we've been friends for so long, Namor. Would you join the invaders with me? I sure will. Or, oh, crap, Namor's trying to destroy the Earth again. We gotta stop him. Oh, he's really going 9 yards. Oh, he almost killed Stingray. I guess we really gotta take him seriously this time.
It's just Stingray, though.
Oh, no, never mind. It's another imbalance. It's not really Namor. Okay.
You know, one of the casting things I've heard float around as like an idea for who could play Namor that I really like, but I worry he might be aging out of the role.
Who?
What's his? Oh man, I feel awful now. I'm completely blank on his name.
You just built this up, and now you're on the spot.
Hold on, give me 1 second. We can edit this out.
Okay.
Daniel Day Kim, the guy from Lost. I think that's a really good pick.
That is a good pick.
He's got great screen presence. He's got that like intense cheekbone look for it.
He does, and Namor is an intense cheekbone kind of guy.
The guy is cut as Namor should be. He can rock the green Speedo. He can have the little wings on his ankles. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I guess I never really thought of an Asian actor playing Namor, but it would fit.
That's the fun thing about Atlanteans. They're not real. You can have anyone play them.
Well, I mean, just a lot of Namor's facial features are wholly ambiguous. Ambiguous, is that the right word for that?
I would classify
racially ambiguous. He's got the rock. He's got the rock syndrome.
Yeah. Ethnically ambiguous.
Thank you.
When Bill Everett's not drawing with a little triangle for a head.
Yeah, with a flat top and the angular spot.
Like a Dick Tracy villain.
Oh God, yes.
Human Torch and Dick Tracy teaming up, taking on flat. What's his name? Flat Top.
Yeah,
Flat Top and Namor.
That's funny. You should bring up the Human Torch because you remember that they got rid of Namor for a long time, much like they got rid of Captain America, but they had to bring it back in the continuity, and they basically had it that Namor had forgotten who he was.
Yeah.
And he was just like a sailor.
He's a bum walking around New York, and then Johnny Storm is like, "Hey, this guy looks familiar." He just burns his beard off. He's like, "Oh,
that's the
Namor."
thing. That's the thing I was about to bring up. That to this day, I'm still thinking about. Well, this guy's got a beard. He kind of looks familiar. I'm gonna set his beard on fire.
That's within the first 10 issues of Fantastic Four.
And he just burns the guy's facial hair away. And boo, Submariner, way to go, Johnny! You've just debearded some guy using fire, and now he's gonna try to steal your sister from your brother-in-law.
Namor Mackenzie at it again.
Oh my God, Namor! I love Namor.
What a guy.
Moving on. We're hearing, and now this is confirmed. This is not rumor, but Harry Cavill is going to get back in the Superman suit, but not necessarily in a Man of Steel movie. He's looking at a multi-movie deal that's going to be obviously peppered through other DC properties. Now, I told you what I want. Yes. I want him in Shazam.
Yeah. Give me that Superman Shazam First Thunder action where Superman finds out he's a small boy and then he goes to the wizard to be like, what the hell is wrong with you?
I want them to start the movie with the cafeteria scene with Henry Cavill in it.
That'd be very nice.
That's validation.
Man, Superman, you really filled out that costume in the 1 second between walking up and sitting down.
If you haven't seen Shazam yet, we're about to ruin the stinger ending. But the guy, the kid, Billy, is obviously a Superman fan, and he tells his friends, oh, yeah, I'm friends with Superman, you know. And of course, they all make fun of it. And then the very last scene is Superman showing up in the cafeteria. But it's such a quick zinger that you only see him like from like the chest down. You don't see who is in the suit, but it's obviously supposed to be Superman.
Yeah.
They just couldn't get poor Cavill because Cavill was still doing whatever he was doing.
I think they were negotiating his return.
Yeah.
So. But I'm really happy that he's back. I love Henry Cavill's Superman, but I really wish he was getting a full movie. I'm still pulling for Man of Tomorrow. I think it could be awesome if they finally do a Brainiac movie, which has somehow never happened in the 40 years we've been getting Superman movies.
No, the reason why I want him in Shazam is because I want that Kingdom Come fight.
I mean, you're not going to get the Kingdom Come fight, but you get a good Superman and Shazam fight.
Yeah.
You get that Justice League action where he's grabs Superman and goes, Shazam!
God.
Shazam rules.
That's smart. Shazam was showing the wisdom of Solomon during that time.
I won't transform if there's something between me and the lightning bolt.
Yeah. See, that's a cool thing is that our boy Man of Steel is two weaknesses. Okay, kryptonite, magic. Shazam is magical Superman. I mean, how did we not know that he was going to kick the crap out of Kal-El?
Yeah.
And he did.
Now, what I really, really want is I want the Superman Shazam tag team taking down Black Adam.
Oh, yes.
Where he's like, my God, The Rock is too strong for me, Zachary Levi, to take on. Tab in Henry Cavill.
Oh, that's right. And since he's got a multi-picture deal, he could show up in the Black Adam movie.
Yes.
So many possibilities. I really love this. I don't care what anybody thinks. I love Christopher Reeve, but he's gone. We've got to have a Superman, and I'm okay with Cavill.
Henry Cavill's a damn good one.
I'm okay with Cavill.
I'm okay with any Superman actor who missed the call that he got the role because he was busy healing in a raid on WoW. That's a Superman I can relate to.
Was that the truth?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Superman heals.
Oh, my God. I'm glad that he's a responsible buff master.
He's the backbone of any raid.
He's a mercy.
And so, related to that, we can finally talk about the much
thought about, much spoken about,
much anticipated HBO Max exclusive Justice League: The Snyder Cut.
After years and years of denying that this thing existed, and we're talking like a serious denial, like, oh, is it really that kind of denial? No, the people that put the Justice League together don't stand to have the Snyder Cut put together and have it be a success, because that means their decision making was flawed and they suck.
Some real egg on their face.
And it's not their decision to actually do it. The decision actually for this whole Snyder Cut came from way the hell up top and all the way down. And when it came down, we don't want to make it. That's tough. We want our Mandalorian.
We'll throw an extra $30 million in it. So you're telling me we can make a possibly highly successful show in the time of COVID with existing footage?
Warner Brothers saw The Mandalorian. Warner Brothers saw what Disney Plus pulled with The Mandalorian, and they want their Mandalorian. So what have people been talking about? This mythic thing that they could possibly provide. Let's talk to Zack Snyder and get this thing going. And the producers that did it, we're going to completely ignore their ass.
And I saw that there's some talks of getting some of the actors back.
Some, yeah.
Yeah. And if nothing else, getting a lot of ADR done. So I could see, like, I don't know how willing Ben Affleck would be to jump in front of the camera again, but I can 100% see him taking a cool $1 million to hop into a recording studio for an afternoon and knock out some new Batliners.
Yeah, and the guy that voiced Darkseid has been talking about him actually appearing, so I'm kind of curious to see how that's going to go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the Darkseid stuff is mostly just like like many Zack Snyder fight sequences, just like a CGI.
Yeah, we're gonna have a CGI Darkseid. No one's gonna actually step into a costume or anything like that. Like Apocalypse.
Who's voicing him? Are they getting?
No one I recognize.
Okay, let's say it's not Michael Ironside, is it?
No, that would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Man, guy, he reprised his role for Darkseid on Harley Quinn. So,
I'm so behind on Harley Quinn.
I still haven't started it. I need to.
Really?
I hear it's great, but Deep Space Nine real good though.
But Buffy.
Deep Space Nine.
But you promised me Buffy.
Well, then I saw the beautiful friendship of Julian and Garrick and Julian and O'Brien, and it's a wonderful show.
You disappoint me.
Quark and Odo, two besties who hate each other.
How are you the person that's talking about Star Trek and not falling asleep from your own words? Oh, there it goes. You want me to talk about the new ship I got in Star Trek Online?
No,
it's really cool.
Absolutely not. But yeah, so I'm tentatively excited. I'm not. Let me not say excited. I'm curious about the Snyder Cut.
Would you say that you're optimistically pessimistic?
Not quite. Like, I don't know. So I'm a defender of Man of Steel and Batman v Superman.
Or cautiously optimistic.
There we go. I think cautiously optimistic. And I'm curious to see what it entails. But I'm worried that it's going to have a lot of the same issues that the theatrical cut did. And also take out a lot of the stuff that I liked in the theatrical cut. Because I'll also find things I really enjoy in Justice League. Batman's line about like saving one life and then go from there. It's the best Batman line in cinema. I loved that.
I loved Wonder Woman's intro and the use of her music when she comes in.
Like that seems like a pretty.
And the Wonder Woman theme is really good.
It is. All the fun Superman bits. Love that.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big fan of truth, but I'm also a big fan of justice.
I want to see him in a black suit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not married to that, but it'll be cool, I guess.
And one of my favorite scenes is actually when Flash notices that Superman is tracking him.
Yeah, I really hope that's it. Oh, man, I don't know. I think most of that scene was Whedon stuff because, man, I love that so much. Just the...
Yeah.
And then Flash's oh shit face.
I don't think that putting this all on Whedon is the way to go when we're rating the suckability or non-suckability of the final cut.
There were many hands in making that movie not great.
Yeah.
And again, like, there's some good Whedon elements to it, but then there's also some kind of lousy, a lot of lousy bits in that movie.
I mean, because there are some choices that Zack Snyder uses that I'm not a big fan of, and that's that ugly saturation, that color washout that he does of Man of Steel. You've probably seen the YouTube video where they actually do proper color correction on Man of Steel, and it looks gorgeous.
It looks really cool. I do like his kind of muted color palette. I think it works for the tone of movies that he's going for. And I think the palette issue comes to the forefront in Justice League. When you have sets that were used in Batman v Superman that looked really cool and were like the Kryptonian ships, heavily Giger influenced, that just look cartoonish in Justice League because the lighting and the color palettes it stops looking like metal and starts looking like foam the way they shot it.
Yeah. I want bright colors. It's a superhero movie. I want bright colors.
Yeah, I like bright colors too, but only if they're appropriate to the story being told. Like, that's just one element of the broader picture that he's making.
I want a multicolor Man of Steel. I want that. I want the color
let's say
correction guy
if
fired.
They make a full Superman movie, you will probably get what you want.
I probably will.
Yeah, because then it's not Zack Snyder doing it. It's someone else's artistic vision.
Who else would you prefer to have do Justice League other than Snyder?
I don't know about Justice League, but my dream choice for Superman has been Matthew Vaughn for years.
Really?
I think Matthew Vaughn could absolutely kill a Superman movie.
You think Nolan could pull off something that this far out? I know that he tends to go towards grounded sci-fi.
No, and here's why. Because he's said he's wholly uninterested. Because I believe he was offered Man of Steel when they were developing the project, and he was like, no, but I'll produce it.
Yeah, I think they were really interested in bringing the Batman, the Dark Knight, into their world. And when they couldn't get Christian Bale on board and they couldn't get Nolan on board, they said, okay, screw it. Let's just go with this other guy.
Yeah.
Well, I hear there's this actor in Boston that needs money. Let's go talk to him.
Fun stuff.
So, moving right along, Labyrinth is getting a sequel. Our Jim Henson movie starring the late, great David Bowie. And I'm going to say this, that the whole world went to crap right after David Bowie's death.
Taking it back to Justice League, there's that newspaper in the beginning where it's, did they return to their home planet? And it's Bowie, Prince, and Superman.
Yes. I swear, it feels like, to me, David Bowie knew what was going on, and he checked out at exactly the right time when everything was still cool.
I must go. My planet needs me.
Rest in peace, David Bowie. So we've got a new writer. Apparently, it's been assigned to this.
I know Scott Derrickson's directing.
Apparently, he's the writer.
Oh, he's also writing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I'm hit or miss on Derrickson.
There's some people who have been talking about the idea of Tilda Swinton taking over the role of the Goblin King.
And that could be fun. I mean, like, I feel like Tilda Swinton as David Bowie has been the fan casting for a biopic for years.
I think it's inspired.
I think it's pretty good. I saw one suggestion for Janelle Monáe, and I loved that. I'm a huge Janelle Monáe fan.
Who is that?
She was in Hidden Figures. She's primarily a musician. Her album, Dirty Computer, is phenomenal. It's got a really great 45-minute concept video that goes with it.
Who was she in Hidden Figures?
I didn't see the movie, so I don't know the character's name.
I did.
She's been in quite a few other acting things. She's in that movie Antebellum that's coming out later this fall.
Okay.
I'm pretty excited for that. Looks like a really weird, trippy horror movie.
Yeah. I saw the trailer for that a while back, or at least the write-up for it, and I was like, that's not what I expected from this name, because I think Antebellum, I think of that title for that some country rock band. Lady Antebellum is apparently a band that I know nothing about.
But yes, Janelle Monáe has gotten pretty good acclaim for her acting appearances before. She has a very... I don't want to say Bowie-esque style to her, but she is avant-garde in her own way. Okay. Like, Prince was one of her mentors. She's got the energy.
She's got the look?
She's got the look.
Okay.
She's got a really cool pompadour that, kind of like Joe in Far Sector.
I did not watch Far Sector.
You read Far Sector.
I didn't.
You read it on the show every week.
I was thinking about Farscape because I did not watch Farscape. But yes, I did read Green Lantern Far Sector, and I did like it.
I say, man, you're giving me shit for being tired at the end of the show.
Sorry, it's a long day.
But yeah, like I said, I'm hit or miss on Derrickson. Love Hellraiser 5. Don't love his Doctor Strange movie. Maybe this will be more in his wheelhouse. We'll see. And you gotta
give the man a break for that Doctor Strange movie, man.
Doctor Strange ain't good. It's the hill I'm gonna die on. Bad movie. And but he's got that in with Tilda Swinton, so you might just get your wish.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked her.
I also, someone suggested the Goblin King taking the form of Jennifer Connelly, and I can dig that.
Yeah, I think she still looks great.
Yeah, I won't say no to more Jennifer Connelly in movies. So
yeah, I think that she needs to be in the movie at least at some point, if not part of the main cast. Yeah,
exactly. Dance, magic dance. Na, na, na. Now,
I have a Labyrinth shirt that I absolutely love. I got from Loot Crate. If anybody's had a Loot Crate, you know exactly the shirt I'm talking about. Rob knows what I'm talking about. There's a purple shirt with David Bowie on the top of it and just a large maze.
That's pretty cool.
It's a great shirt, and I lost it.
Now, if there's no puppets, then
it's a deal breaker.
What's the point? You got to get the Jim Henson company.
With as a popular release as the Dark Crystal recently is, I don't think you're gonna have a problem there.
Well, cool.
You've got a full workshop that's obviously still well stocked and ready to go. From what I understand, they're doing the second season of Dark Crystal. I think they're pumped and ready to go on a Labyrinth sequel. Yeah. So we got some other news. Now, Lucifer recently wrapped up season 5, and if you've been watching Lucifer, it pretty much ended with, well, I'm not going to reveal it because 5 seasons as well. That's a deep dive to get into a show, and I'm not going to ruin the last episode for you, but it felt like a good stopping point. The end of season 5. Well, season 6 kind of got greenlit. But it wasn't like for sure. But everybody says, yes, season 6 is going to happen. Season 6 is going to happen. Well, apparently it was today that it was official because the actor playing Lucifer finally signed his contract for season 6. So we are going to get a new season on Netflix. And I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to get out of the ending for season 5. Did you watch it?
No, I've not seen any
So you
Lucifer.
have no idea what I'm talking about.
None.
Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Brooke, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I enjoy Lucifer. I wish that it had stayed with the tone that it was setting in its very first episode. You know, I like the idea of the devil being mischievous, but also smart about what he's doing, and also giddy to punish the evil ones. And for the first episode, that's pretty much what I was getting. Then everything after that just felt kind of sugary. But then Netflix got a hold of it, and season 5 got a little more hardcore.
Nice.
So I'm really excited to see what season 6 is. It's obviously not going to be the network saccharine thing that I was having to deal with for the first 4 seasons. And I'm only bitchy about that because I really want my Lucifer to be devilish.
A nasty boy.
Yes. I don't want him to be a reluctant angel. I want him to be the devil. But that's my own personal opinions on that. But I'm really excited to see season 6 because I really love this show and I really love the cast. If you've ever, I don't know if you were a fan of the show when it apparently got canceled abruptly, and then it got picked up like a month later. But there is a video on I think it's a Twitter video that the mother of the little girl that's in the show took of her telling her daughter that they were going to get another season.
That's
and
cute.
I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. It's just, hey, we got another season, and she just gets all super excited and stuff like that. And I love reaction videos like that. And I wish I could like dig this link of this video. I swear, if I find the link to this video, we're gonna put it down in our stuff so you guys can check it out and kind of jump on the excitement bandwagon that she was on. With that, we're going to move on into your realm.
Yes. So, with comics returning to stores in the past couple of weeks, and with having had a couple months to plan things out, you would assume that Diamond would put their best foot forward, especially with our comeback will be bigger than our setback campaign.
You would assume.
Terrible name, by the way. But being that it's Diamond distributors, of course they find a way to screw things up. So you may notice that even though we talked about Green Lantern this week, there's no Green Lantern on the table. It's because we got shorted all of our copies at my work and we're not getting them until this week.
Yeah, I didn't get a copy. I didn't even know it came out.
Yeah. There's been some scheduling issues with some DC books that DC is saying is on Diamond's end. A part of me is almost wondering if DC didn't send out some trucks to stop the mail and take them.
Oh my God.
But it's a weird book by book basis because you'll be like, okay, so you're getting Aquaman's variant this week, but you won't get the main cover until this next week. Or this past week, in other terms of weird scheduling. We got Flash 753 and 754 in, but just the cover A's to 754. And the cover B's we're getting in this next week. And it's just, come on, guys. You're making this whole big push, and after stores circled the wagon around Diamond, and that's the thing that really drives me crazy. I really thought we were going to get a clean break from Diamond. I was like, finally, something to take down this monopoly. Only took the entire world ending for it to happen, but cool, maybe we'll start getting some other distributors. And then DC drops the ball on that one by being like, why don't you buy from, say, other comic stores? And you'll get terrible discounts and have to pay more for your books, but you'll get to put them out a day early. Great.
So we'll be basically burning our local comic book store, which I don't know if you're, well, if you're watching this show, you're clearly a comic book fan and you know how you feel about your shop. That's your shop. You know, that's your second home. You're not going to burn it just for convenience sake.
I'm not going to diss Midtown and Mile High for trying to distribute books out, and I understand they got to make money on books too because they're selling all of that excess stock they have. But DC really couldn't think of a better solution for distribution. They Warner Media couldn't think of the Warner Books. They used to publish Dark Knight Returns in the 80s. You've got a network of other ways you can get things out there, and it suddenly Diamond is every comic store's best friend because suddenly we're all circling the wagons around Steve Jeffy and being like, we've got to keep Diamond afloat, guys. No,
No,
you can let things die.
Yeah, because that forces the hands of the product makers to do stuff.
And now we're back to Diamond being Diamond, and incredibly frustrating to work with as always. Half expecting to find a half-eaten sandwich in a box, like, it drives me insane. Like,
who was it that was doing distribution before Diamond got the monopoly?
There was, I believe, was it Capital City Comics was one of them. Marvel had an in-house distribution service. And
for a long time.
Yeah. And I want to say there's one or two other ones. Although, to be fair, Marvel's distribution service was also one of the things. That was another company that they had absorbed, and it was one of the reasons they went bankrupt.
Yeah, Marvel made some really poor choices in the 90s. Yeah.
Ron Perlman, not to be confused with the actor Ron Perlman, but Ron Perlman, what's the word I'm looking for?
You mean Ike Perlmutter?
No. Ron Perlman was a venture capitalist in the 90s who owned Marvel Comics and was like, okay, we'll buy Toy Biz and we'll glomp it on there. We'll buy the company that prints the trading cards and we'll glomp that in Marvel. And he just kept accumulating all this debt, and that's eventually what led to Marvel going under because they kept buying other companies and trying to do everything in-house.
He bought Topps, didn't he?
I think so.
Oh, was it that? Or was it...
He bought a card company.
It wasn't the really high end. What was it? Oh God, the ones that made the really, really high quality cards.
Regardless,
something select.
The 1-2 punch of the comics crash and the card crash.
It was hard.
Yeah. So
I remember when everyone was buying cards. I still have stacks of cards from the 90s. Every
so often, like at work, we'll come across like a loan card. I'll be like, oh, that's fun. It's Toyman. I guess this is mine now. I do have some card sets because we had a huge collection come in once, and my boss just let us buy a bunch of sets for cheap. Got the Olympic Dream Team.
Well, they're still making cards to this day. A friend of mine that actually just finished drawing some pieces for the newest Marvel Masterpiece.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
We don't have the Hildebrandt brothers doing them no more.
Well, one of the Hildebrandt brothers is dead.
Oh. They don't have Lone Hildebrandt brother?
Lone Hildebrandt brother? Yeah. I wonder if he's actually still doing stuff.
What's his name? Joe Jusko still does stuff from time to time.
Yeah. I remember I actually had the last Hildebrandt Brothers calendar before he died.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was a big fan back then.
I remember my exposure to Marvel Masterpieces because cards were around in discount aisle, like, and this was when I was a kid, but like I was growing up at the time when the card crash had already happened.
Upper Deck. That's the name of that company.
Upper Deck. But I remembered I had a couple of the comics they did of Marvel Masterpieces, and it's basically comics pages with
the big card.
Exactly. And those were really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, this Sabretooth looks real weird. Who's this Bill Sienkiewicz guy?
I did not buy that card.
Wow. This is the one piece of Sabretooth merch you don't have?
Oh, God. I've actually got the first X-Men set, the Sabretooth, the one that basically Jim Lee drew the entire set.
Oh, yeah, that first X-Men set?
Yeah, and I got the Sabretooth card, and I went out to Austin, and I had him sign it during a signing session.
Nice.
And it's still one of my prized possessions.
Very cool. And so with me ranting about my work frustrations, I think that'll wrap it up. Next week, we're not going to be doing new comics because Marvel's only doing new books every other week. We're going to be doing the final part, for real this time, of our New Mutants coverage.
Part 4.
Doing the back half. Got some Legion stuff in there by Bill Sienkiewicz. There's a Dazzler appearance and the long way to return of Karma. So
you really think we're going to make it all the way to 31? I thought that...
We just have 20. We just have, what, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. That's 6. We've been doing 6 in an episode.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
We got
Carry on.
We got it in the can.
Yes, indeed. So I guess it calls upon me to talk about our media, our social media. So we're on Patreon. Please support us. If you like us, if you love us, throw some ducats at us so we can do some cool stuff with it. And you'll be able to see, of course, our secret episode, which we totally did not completely screw up so that we could put it back in there. We also on the gram where we dump all the images here. I actually have to do a massive I have to do a massive dump. I have to do a large deposit of images. There's no way this is not going to get any better. All the images from last week's episode, and there was a lot of them. I still need to get on to the Instagram. So we're going to make that happen. We're still a presence on Facebook where we drop our episodes every Tuesday. So if you are not subscribed here, you can obviously pick up our Facebook page and they'll be dropped there. Let's see what else we got going on. My own personal project, facebook.com, My Comic Book Facts, where I will tell you, the casual fan, about the character that you've just become a fan of. I'm all about that. Am I missing anything? I think I've pretty much covered everything. Yeah. I always go down this list wondering if I've covered all the bases. But I think that just about does it. I'm really glad to be back in the studio.
Yeah.
Although we, of course, we are being responsible. We are masked and keeping our distance, or wanting. And obviously our producer has done lots of cool things that you can't see because they're all behind the cameras, but he's really improved this place. Cool. It does look really cool. I guess we could include, we could include a picture of it right here. You can see what we're seeing here when we look at this direction of the camera. And I think that just about does it.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Night.